I'm starting a new series called I'm Too Pretty for This. God did not give me this face to have to do this.
If you're always confused by a woman's signal, listen. Clear interest equals clear behavior. Mixed signals usually means disinterest. It's not mystery. Don't chase confusion. You gotta either wait for clarity or walk away.
Here's a thing that a lot of guys in their 20s are missing about what girls want. All girls are looking for, at least like the good girls, like the ones you want a wife, is just that you have the principles of a guy who's going to eventually be an amazing husband and father. I feel like a lot of guys in their 20s get really tripped up at like, whoa, I'm not, super loaded now. I don't think that's going to happen for a little bit. And like, that's okay. Like, you're literally in your late 20s. That is normal that you don't have a bunch of money yet, or you're not in necessarily your super dream career. What girls really look for when we're dating is just that you have the principles there so that you're moving, like, are you moving towards that? Are you the best version of are you becoming the best version of yourself so that you'll be in those positions in the future? So like, I think everyone's logical to know that stuff just doesn't happen overnight. Money just doesn't like show up at the door overnight, right? But it's all about compound effects, right? So like, are you setting yourself up as a man to be a provider, a protector, all those things? Like, that is what girls look for. Let's get really worked up about like, I don't have all that now. Like, no girl's gonna like me, but that's not true. The girls that you really want to end up, with they're down for the ride, just as long as you are showing up, being the best person you can, and setting and like thinking about that, like, setting, you have the principles in place in your life that are moving towards that.
Part of the decentering men over the last several years has been a grieving process, where I would attempt to date and then so quickly just see these really horrific things men would say and do, and I couldn't ignore it. So it just became impossible to even want to be around them. And then also I've learned a lot from other creators and listening to people. And then the more you learn, you go out and you speak to men and it all rings true. I had an example last night. I was having dinner with a guy friend and he broke up with his girlfriend and he's very sad. So I started asking him, like, what do you miss about her? And what did you like about her? And everything he said revolved around himself. Everything. It was, well, she used to cook. She used to make me breakfast. She used to make me feel really taken care of. She'd make tea at night. And I'm like, okay, so you like that she's a caring person? Can you put it at least in those terms? And he's like, oh. And then I was like, well, what else do you like about her specifically? And then he's like, she's really beautiful. I'm like, okay. It's nothing. Nothing came out. I was polling. I pulled. Nothing came out that was specific to her. I'm not her friend, but just as knowing her, I could think of 10 real compliments about this woman that are meaningful to her specifically. And this man who misses her and loves her could not. So.
Women literally do this. They literally do this. But okay.
A woman is like, tell me the truth. And then you tell them a truth and they don't like that truth. And they get really upset about that truth. And as a woman, because we're motivated to not upset people, they actually think that if you know how upset I am about what's true for you, you will change what's true for you. They really think that. But you guys are smarter than that because it's been true for you for a long time. And there were no problems until you told her.
I told you, now there's problems.
Now there's a problem. There was no problem before I was out loud about it. There's no problem at all. And really, honest men just stop telling the truth because it's not worth it. My conclusion is humans were born liars. I've seen horses lie, I've seen dogs lie, and I've seen, absolutely. Yes, nature lies. So yeah, if you want honesty, you have to always have the reward of the honesty be greater than the cost of the honesty. It doesn't mean you have to have no cost. You don't have to pretend to be fine, but it has to be, you know what, you can tell I don't like that. and I'm a little afraid it means I won't get what I need, but you get 1,000 points for telling me that.
We're trained in a Pavlovian way. Like, you ask for the truth, we give the truth, then you get mad. So then we're like, okay, well, obviously telling the truth is not a good idea.
Yes.
And then you start backtracking and she goes, well, now you're lying.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you're in more trouble and you're like, I gotta go.
With this gym conversation, I was gonna stay out of it, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, if men are telling y'all to put on clothes, y'all have lost the plot. Like, y'all have gone way too far. If men are telling y'all to put on clothes, put on some clothes. And to be honest, like, if you don't wear clothes in the gym, because the gym is one of the dirtiest places ever. Like, it's dirty. Just like sitting on airplane seats is dirty, right? Airplanes are dirty. But y'all go to the gym and y'all just be raw dog in the machines. And then wonder why y'all got so many issues. It's dirty. It's so much bacteria on the machines, on the seats. Put on some clothes. Put on some clothes. I don't know why y'all are comfortable not wearing clothes in these nasty places. Put on some clothes.
I am so sick of men saying, well, look, you know, it must be nice because she only with him because he got some money. Exactly. So why the f don't got none? Why the f don't have no money? If you see the equation clear as day that money equals the why the f that you don't have the money on with all the privilege that you have as a fan? Right? This world was built for you. Y'all built this from scratch for y'all favor, and you still broke. What's not clicking, Steven? Get the money on, you get the big. No one wants to struggle with you. Those days are over.
I don't know, guys. I can't understand it. Why can't I find a man that treats me right, doesn't lead with his money, cares about my feelings? It's hard.
Can we talk about how much a woman farts when she's on her period? How much gas you have? I don't think this is talked about enough, but there's a lot of gas, a lot of farting. I feel like we need to acknowledge that and just talk about it more.
Something's gonna work out, okay? And maybe they shouldn't. What is up, cowboys, cowgirls, happy Friday? God, I got these glasses. You can't tell me nothing. It's raining outside. I don't need sunglasses on inside. I don't need sunglasses, but it's so cute. I don't know if I can really date someone's crusty, annoying son. You'd be like, oh, you hate men. I'm like, no, I hate the way some men behave, okay? I have 3 brothers. I think they're amazing people. I see how they are with their partners. Okay, so I know, that's what's frustrating. I know that men are capable of behaving this way, okay? I know it. I have friends with some of their partners. I'm like, I know that y'all are capable. So I think like weaponizing competence is such an excellent phrase. Because it's like, I refuse to believe that you aren't smart enough or caring enough to figure this out. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really do believe that people, and maybe I'm just not even stupid, but I'm like, I do believe that people are smart and good on a basic level. I watched a video of a girl, I looked at her handle, but she was saying like, I always will appreciate when someone's doing something nice for me, and she's like, so don't come for me being like, oh, you shouldn't appreciate things. Like, no, that's not the case. But she's like, my friends compliment me. My family celebrates my accomplishments. My dad buys my dinner. My friends buy me drinks. Like, we show up for each other. We do these things that it's just like, yes, so when a romantic interest does them for you, it is the bare minimum. I'm not saying I don't appreciate those things being done, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, you're going above and beyond, or like, oh my God, I don't deserve this. Like, the non-romantic people in my life do this to me. You know what I mean? My sister-in-law sees something she thinks of me, she'll send it to me. Like, it is kind of the bare minimum. You actually are doing the bare minimum, frankly. I don't know where the fuck I went with this rant. Like, I kind of knew the one I was just dating was probably not it. But I was like, I like you. It's going well. Let me give it a fair shot. Let me give it my best effort. And something's gonna work out. Okay? And maybe they shouldn't ask who people voted for in like their political beliefs right up front. If they use pew-pews as display items, you should also leave. I don't think about my love life. That's trash. I fear I am simply too good. And I mean that in the humblest way. It's just like, I know myself. I know what I deserve. And when people call it subpar shit, it's so funny. I feel like in the past, things would have gone further because I like didn't have those boundaries or like expectations. It's like, I got my shit together. And even when I don't have my shit together, I work really hard to get it together. And even when I don't have my shit together, I'm still nice, I'm still kind, I still communicate. That's how other people seem to be incapable of, so.
You know, I'm guessing there's a reason that your brothers are married and in relationships and you're not. Maybe, just maybe, you ought to ask them what they're doing that's getting them to the point of success.
I'm getting ready right now. And I just had this thought. The audacity that 23-year-old me had, thinking she had her life together. It was so great to be an independent adult. What the fuck? I will be 31 this year. I barely have my life together. I'm like hanging on by a thread. Your 98 grandma's hair. Okay? That's how thin we're talking here. And also, I hate being an adult. I don't want any responsibilities. I don't want bills to pay. Like, the audacity 23-year-old me had. It's crazy.
I don't get it. If you saw if you're a guy and you saw a very attractive woman standing on the corner of a busy intersection with her ass and banging out, trying to get, 25 cents per honk, is that a girl that you would take home and marry? No. But that's exactly what she's doing on social media.
And the lies of feminism empowered us to do so, brainwashed us to do so. Because if man bad, then you can treat him however. If man bad, then who cares what he thinks or what he feels? Man is not bad. And that's what we need to teach the women.
Saying I'm just a girl is so funny. Like, I'm 28 years old, but like, yes, I'm just a girl. Like, if a man were to say I'm just a boy, oh my God, like that would make me physically ill to hear a man say that. Like, no, you're a man. You go out to work and you do important man things as a man should. But me, a 28-year-old girl, I am just a girl. I shouldn't have responsibilities because I'm literally just a girl.
I want to hear from the men the real reason as to why you have an issue with the women dressing the way they're dressing in the gym. This discourse about a woman's attire in the gym is nothing new. The men have been talking about it. They've been making their videos. What's new are the recent videos I've been seeing of a woman trying to speak on behalf of the men. They're trying to be the mediator, and they're trying to talk to women to reconsider their ways about the way they're dressing in the gym, because the men have been talking about it. And I've even seen a video of a woman saying, the women we're being biased. It's a double standard, because if it was the other way around, it would have been a different scenario. And here's my issue with the women that are stepping in, trying to speak for the men as to why the women need to dress differently. The women need to listen to the men that are saying they're having problems with it. The problem is, whenever a man is expressing themselves, we don't let them speak long enough, because if we allow them to speak long enough, we're gonna see the root of the problem. Notice when they're making these videos, they're not giving like reasons as to why the woman should be dressing more decent or modest. They're not expressing as to why. They keep saying it's just problematic, it's just like they're saying all these things, but they're not looking at themselves. Let these men speak for themselves. We're gonna hear the real reason as to why they are uncomfortable with the way some of these women are dressing.
You guys don't seem to want to accept accountability for the distraction that you are. If I walk into McDonald's continuing to get bombarded by a chicken sandwich, I'm going to at some point in time say, why do you keep on trying to give me a chicken sandwich when I come in here for a hamburger? That's what y'all are doing. Walking in the gym full of distractions, no clothes on. And then when a man says, why do you keep on coming in here with no clothes on when we come to work out? That's not what I'm here for. That doesn't make any sense. Go put some clothes on.
Ladies, stop leaving room for men to flirt. Stop leaving room for revenge. Stop leaving room for negativity. And when I say leave no room for a man to flirt, because you're in a relationship, there's no way a man should have your contact information or social media. If it's nothing about business, you should not be giving that out. I understand people want followers and likes and views and all that. You get that from what Instagram pulls to you, not that someone you see out on the street just want to have a conversation with you after they try talking to you. They wanted your number, you said no, so hey, can I have your social media? Now that opens up a way for them to really know you better. Especially some of you women like to vent too much, where you leave room for a man to flirt or to get access to you, to be stranger danger, but strangers could change into friends, and y'all don't understand that it could be temptation. He might have something that your man doesn't, and a lot of you fall for anything. And you just need to know that he just wanted you for the what. But until then, never leave room for a man to flirt with your relationship. And another thing, if your relationship is going sour, just learn to leave. Never revenge the man who's doing you dirty again. He will only succeed at being who he is. You will fail at everything that you do. You are not him. That is not who you was. You came for love. You wanted to be loved. He didn't want to. He wanted this, and that. So you allow revenge to come in your life, then it's also bringing negativity. Then you're not giving another man another chance. You're bringing bitterness, being miserable, being stressed out, being worried about what the next man is going to do to you. And it had nothing to do with him because you was worried about revenging and doing
in culture's way, we can easily be sexually intimate with someone that we don't even like.
Oh,
that's easy. I will give you my body before I give you my vulnerability.
Ooh,
you can have my vote for my vulnerable. Ah! You like that or you like that? What? You like it or you like it? You can have it. That's nothing. You can have it. Go ahead. But I'm not going to give you this vulnerability. And I'm talking about couples who've been married for years.
I've been seeing a clip of Queen Naja on the Poor Minds podcast, and this is not directed to her, but it sparked up something in my mind. For women that share finances with their man, share a kid with their man, share a house with their man, where do you draw the line as I don't want to be a wife, or I'm not ready to be a wife, or a wife comes with wifely duties? Like, are we not already cooking, cleaning, sharing finances, sharing a kid? Like, what else is left? What are the next steps? Like, what would come after that? What are you doing differently now that you wouldn't be doing with the ring? I don't get it. I can't wrap my mind around it.
I've had 3 dates with 3 different men in the span of the last five days. Not one of them has spoken to me since. Not one. I am immediately ignored or whatever as soon as they drop me off. After they tell me what a great time they had and they want to do it again. Literally will ask me out on a date again in the car. And then I will never hear from them again. And I'm just supposed to what? Just keep putting myself back out there. Because one of these times, I'll actually be good enough for somebody, right?
Women are not generally known for taking accountability, at least not the modern woman. Now, see, this results in a few different power imbalances within the dating pool. So what happens is when a woman doesn't take accountability, of course, she simply blames the man and assumes that she can move on to a better man. It's pretty simple. When a guy feels in a relationship, of course, he has to self-analyze and things. I know everybody tends to do this, but the point is we tend to blame women as a whole when something goes wrong. We don't just say, oh, well, I can find another woman that's different than the last one. We say, I bet the next one's going to be just like the last one I dated. And what this means is as men go through, dating, divorce, and have bad experiences with women, we become more accountable to ourselves and what we expect within the relationship. So if women are out there wondering why there is less and less good men in the dating pool, it's just because a woman hurt us before this. It's literally that simple. Women just put the blame on the men, which means they don't have to take any accountability, which means they just keep looking.
The easiest and best way to get over a breakup is by getting the ick, and you cannot tell me otherwise. I now find myself in this situation, so I can attest to this being true. And it's just really funny because this person really thinks they're doing something, right? And all they did was give me the ick. So honestly, thank you so much, because the information that I now know has me over the moon. It makes me feel validated. It had been cloudy in LA for like the past 2 weeks. The sun is literally out shining. I'm about to be out shining. And it's just a fabulous feeling. And it's even better when my personal motto is less ego, more soul, because you don't make the best decisions when you're thinking or moving out of ego. But to be honest, not my circus, not my monkeys, not my responsibility to teach this person. This person will learn on their own. All I'm happy about is that I finally have something to go off of so that I could be A-okay.
Wasn't the last guy saying that women will find every possible way to blame the man?
So this is why, I will never be a dreadhead fiend, because now that all the men are cutting off their dreads, Skilla Baby, Lil Yachty, and Future, they cut off their dreads. It really shows their face. It really shows damn, they actually look good. I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but I actually think Lil Yachty looks good. So it's just cut off y'all dreads. Stop trying to get dreads because y'all think it's cool and all, and it's the new thing going on. I don't mess with no dreadhead, man. I like low fades. I like waves. Show your hair. It shows your real face.
I don't know, man. Maybe y'all should stop commenting on a man's appearance. We don't dress for the female gaze. That is misogynistic.
Hey y'all, so know what I hate most about men? A lot of men, not all men, and I wouldn't even say most men, but a lot of men, a good majority of men, feel really entitled to women's time and attention, and you feel like it's a given. And I just want to say this to any man that's listening: we women don't owe you anything that we're not willing to give you willingly. So I'm gonna start right there. The time is now 12:30 p.m. I've already had 3 instances where I was expected to either give my attention to, speak to, or help a man, unprovoked. It's I didn't even do anything to cause that man to even want help. But, already 12:30 p.m., pretty early in the afternoon, and, 3 instances, right? So the first one is, I'm at the gym. When you're at the gym, you exert a lot of energy. So after certain workouts and things, you're tired. You look tired. You're breathing heavy. You're sweating. And I happen to lock eyes with this one guy, have been following me around from area to area. Cool, whatever. It's a public area, so I'm not going to be weird about it. But then we lock eyes, and he finally decides to say, are you tired? Am I sweating? I'm breathing heavy, right? So, with all of that given, would you say I'm tired? Or what? So because that was a stupid question, in my opinion, and I don't give my attention to stupidity whatsoever, I didn't say anything. Well, he gets upset and says, oh, you're one of those that don't like talking to people, but you like coming out in public. Why don't you just work out at home? I said, because I don't have to speak to you. And I moved to another area. Sorry, y'all, I'm walking back to the gym because I had to leave and go back home to collect a delivery, so no one would steal my package. But the second instance was, I'm talking about leaving the gym. I'm on the way home. I'm a block away, and this man is on his bike. It's an electric bike, so he's zooming past pretty fast. And as he's zooming past, he double takes and almost falls off his bike because his water bottle dropped. I guess he was holding it in his hands and trying to do 2 things at once, like holding the pedals and holding the water bottle. And he dropped the water bottle. He rolls off over the water bottle and almost flips his bike over, right? So I walk across the street where the bottle fell. He said, you could have picked up my water bottle. And I said, why would I do that? I didn't drop it, you did. And literally a block after that, a block. I couldn't even walk a block. After that, I'm crossing a major intersection. And this man stops in his truck and he beeps at me. He's telling me, come over. I said, no. He says, I said, no. And he screams out the window, see, this is what's wrong with you, bitch. This is why don't nobody want y'all. Sir, how you want me and you going 10, 15, possibly 20 miles per hour and you slow down? I'm walking 2 miles per hour, maybe 1.4 miles per hour to talk to me. Come on now. Does that seem like that makes sense? Why do y'all feel so entitled to our time and our attention? And why y'all get so upset when we don't speak to y'all? Women don't owe you shit.
For the guy that honked at you, I get it. You don't want to walk over to some stranger's car. But the guy in the gym, you could have just made a joke back. Yeah, I am tired. Haha, I sure am. And went on about your day. But the guy on the street that dropped his water bottle, 50-50. If you don't want to do it, then don't. But you could have been courteous. Oh, I don't know that, man. This and that. And y'all be asking men to do the same thing for you. Be courteous, open my door, stop if I have a tire that needs to be changed, help me pull this stuff upstairs to my new apartment, and don't even say thank you. Y'all need to start learning to act like regular, normal human beings.
They did a study in order to find out what you can say to your husband or your boyfriend that has the same impact on him that I love you does for women. And it turns out that it's thank you.
Yeah.
We literally just looking, and here's the key for all the women out there. It is looking at something he does, noticing something he does, and saying thank you for it, as small as it is.
What is your type?
So, my original type is a little toxic, a little hood. that was my original type. You know, I liked the fast money, the fast lane, you know, but now that I'm going into my more era, I want something more mellow, calm, family oriented. I have a son, so I don't want a hood figure. So I went from more my YG type to my Michael B. Jordan type. Okay.
When the last time you dealt with a toxic guy?
It's been about 2 years. It's been about 2 years, and again, it's hard, but I'm not going back to my type per what I was told. Like I said, again, I'm a mother. I have almost 15-year-old, so someone that's family oriented that I can bring around. You ain't gonna bring a hood figure home. Well, at least not me, so yeah.
For some reason, I don't really believe it. I think it's still in there based off how you answering the question. It don't seem so sincere. It seemed like it's still in there, like a little sprinkle.
You want to know why a lot of women date down? It's because they're insecure. They don't date men of a certain caliber or the caliber that they are on because they feel like they don't have the qualities to keep that person. So they decide to date down because you're going to be the best thing that ever happened to him.
If you are trying to set up a first date with a girl and you tell her to meet you somewhere and she says, I'd rather, do some other dumb, especially if it doesn't have to do with her safety or like absolute logistics, she needs to be charged. So what do I mean? So let's say you're talking to a girl at the store and then you get her number or whatever, you hit her up, or you meet a girl on Tinder, Bumble, OkCupid Black, Christian Mingle, one of these dumb apps that I hate, right? And you say, hey, like, meet me, let's go to the park at 7:30 p.m., for the sunset. The sun goes on at 9 o'clock and we'll have a good time. I'll bring us a blanket to sit on, right? And she says, oh, that sounds great, but I'd rather go to dinner instead. I'd rather go to breakfast instead. I'd rather, you take me skydiving instead. Oh, brother. Now, what a lot of you guys would do, especially if she's hot, is to say, okay, cool, no problem. Let's go skydiving or breakfast or dinner or brunch or, let's go buy you a new couch. You understand? But really, see, the thing with first dates, right? The thing you have to understand to the core of your heart is that it's about you and her. It's not about what you're doing. So if you're talking to a girl and she's talking about, oh, let's do this thing instead, it's about the date itself because you're not that hot and attractive in her eyes. So she's like, you know what? Let me get the absolute most out of this dude due to the fact that I don't like him like that. So let's, have him buy me a dinner, have him buy me a breakfast, a brunch, have him buy me a new couch or something, have him help me move because she's in a position where she doesn't like you like that. So she's like, let me, have him do other shit, compensate for that. And you guys will fall for that and get with this girl who doesn't like you like that. But you're like, you know what? She's here. She's hot. Let's get this cracking, when in reality, she doesn't want you. She wants what you have to provide for her. And, that's that. So the only time it's acceptable is when it goes against her safety. So let's say you say to a girl, hey, listen, meet me at, in the woods at 8 p.m. and it's dark and she's like, what the fuck? I don't know if I'm gonna get home at night. Can we do something different? Or let's say you say to a girl with a less extreme example, let's say you say, meet me at the park at 6:30, right? And she's like, oh, that park honestly is real dangerous. I heard there's shooting stuff that goes on out there. Can we do something different? That's a different situation. But generally speaking, if a girl tries to flip the date, then flip her ass and turn her to the game. All right, so keep that in mind. Listen, if you have questions, holla at your boy. Join Prosper in Dating Academy. Damn it, you will love this shit. It will change your life. And I'll see you at the top.
Is anyone else so single right now that you're actually craving nonsense? Like, I don't mean someone messing around with you, breaking your heart, situationships. I don't mean any of that. I mean like waking up in the morning and looking at your phone and seeing that you have a 2 a.m. text from someone you haven't thought about in 3 years, that kind of nonsense. I feel like that happened a lot in my 20s, and it really hasn't happened in my 30s, and it used to just be this fun little thing to get excited about for a day or two. I could really go for that right now.
Most amount of money you've ever spent on a first date?
to be honest.
A first date?
On a first
date. Okay, first date. I got a good story for this one. Like, first date, it was this chick from University of Michigan, and Too Hot hadn't come out yet, but it was about to come out. So I hit a couple restaurants. I was like, hey, my show's about to come out, even though you're not supposed to tell anybody. I told all my boys. I was like, my show's about to come out. It was this place called Yardbird in Chicago. They have like Southern cuisine and like seafood or whatever. Like, they comp my meal up to a certain point if I like posted them. And this chick, she gets lobster mac and cheese. Like, she gets the works. You can really put it down, little mama. I was like watching it like go crazy. 2 glasses of best wine on her tab alone was like $250, $300 for the first date. Not an extremely expensive city. And she like really like ran up the tab. She didn't know that like this meal was like comped. That was like one of the biggest red flags
she
I've
didn't
ever
know it was
seen.
comped
She
at all.
didn't know it was comped at all. She was just
Did Did
going
she offer
crazy.
to pay when the bill came?
No, not at all. Not
even a reach?
whatsoever.
Not even the.
No.
Did
not
she get a
even
goodie bag
thing.
to go?
Oh no, she didn't. Actually, I took that food to go. Yeah.
And he would have been wrong if he asked her to crack.
So I've been single for like 3 years, and I don't really have a problem about it, but I was talking about this with my 14-year-old cousin, and she's here with me right now, and you guys are just gonna have to listen to our conversation. Okay. Why am I single? According to you?
Because you're awkward. It's not like you can't pull guys. You just like, you're just too awkward to like.
How am I awkward?
You can't like, you just can't. Like, I don't know how to explain. What did I say before? It was like, I was like saying that like guys come up to you, but you see it like differently to the point where like
I don't act different around men.
no differently like you don't see it as like them flirting with you. You see it as like, oh, you want to be friends with them. I feel like that's like what you see as like, you know.
Oh, I thought you when you were saying I'm awkward. I'm like,
yeah, no, yeah, yeah. That's what I mean too.
but it's like due process, right? Like innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
You're all on the same level until you like.
Yeah.
So am I really that awkward though?
Yes.
You know, sometimes men have a hard time believing. Well, not men, just people have a hard time believing me when I tell them I'm awkward, and then they give me like the chance to like talk and hang out with me, and they're like, "Oh, she's weird."
Did you know what I found out by my friend? Wait, I don't know.
All right, well that was the conversation. My little 15-year-old cousin that I hang out with all the time. Told you guys I'm awkward.
Okay, I'm not trying to be mean, but you ever see those videos on TikTok of like the feet doctor and people come in with like feet and like they can't even take their sock off. They're like all wearing masks because it smells so bad, and like the sock is like basically stuck to their foot because like something crazy is happening. Like, I feel so bad for them. I'm so sorry. God bless you. But like they always come in with a boyfriend. Like always, like a loving partner who's like there for them. Like they have the mask on too. They're like, yeah, her foot smells and I love her. I'm sorry, I can't even get a second date. And my feet are fine. They're not like amazing, but like no one's wearing a mask. I don't have to always wear socks. Like, what am I missing here? I'm clearly missing something. Something's off.
Yeah, and you have a lot of these women out here leaving because happiness is the most important thing in my life.
Hot take. If she describes you as nice, she's not attracted to you. But not to fear, my jungle friend, there could be a chance. If you can show her a little zest, a little swag, a little confidence, a little je ne sais quoi, she may look at you differently one day, because women typically can grow attraction. If you have already built a foundation of a friendship and you're like a good guy and you treat her well and like you've been there for her, you already have that going for you. So now she just needs to see you as that like spark, that chemistry, that desirable guy. And oftentimes girls are going for this bad boy because they have swag, they have confidence, but we don't actually want the bad boy. We want the good guy with the good values, the good intentions, that it's going to treat us well. Sometimes it's like one extreme or the other. So my opinion is if you can figure out a way how to step it up a little bit, have some of that swagger, she may look at you differently. Team good guys for life.
You know, I just seen a video where it said, if somebody doesn't want you, they don't want to hear anything you have to say. Well, here's what I have to say about that video. How about people can say what they want to say, regardless if you want to hear it or not? This is a time where all of us can express our feelings and not a damn thing should be said about it. If we have feelings that we need to let out, then we need to let them out. And why is that any of your concern? If that person's writing you, block them. If you don't want to hear it, block them. But you shouldn't tell anybody they shouldn't be allowed to express their feelings, okay? Because who are you to judge somebody? Just because you don't want them doesn't mean they can't express their feelings about how they feel. I think it's about time men understood that us women don't need to be quiet anymore, and we can say what the f want.
Are you okay, bro? Y'all need therapy.
Let's say a man tells a woman to stop going on girls' nights out to the club. Is that nefarious?
It depends the intention behind it. And yeah, normally.
What if he's like, I don't like you being out around a bunch of drunk guys that are gonna keep hitting on you all night long?
Well then that should be a conversation, but he shouldn't be telling her what to do. He can express his opinion.
But shouldn't she just not do that anyway?
That's up to her.
But what if she does that and it damages their relationship? Should she stop?
I don't know, that's a pretty theoretical. I feel like there's a lot of other things that could be going into that.
Well, that's like a very common complaint that men have.
Well,
like girls' nights out, their woman goes with her girlfriends who are single,
yeah.
and they get into bad situations.
Well, it's not necessarily bad situations. I've had plenty of nights out where there's been no interactions with men. So.
But then there could be that one night.
That one night, well, then that's for the woman. But I feel like a lot of the time, like, I don't know. I feel like that's so subjective, depending on who the person is.
The reason I say that is because I'll go out and I'll literally see it happen, or I'll talk to a girl that's literally in a relationship.
Right.
And I'm like, why the hell are you doing this? You have a man at home.
Well, the same thing has happened to me with men. So what do you say about that?
Y'all notice that all girls that live alone are single? Like, I have friends from 25 to 35, and the ones of us that live alone, we're all single. We all would love to be in a relationship. But I think it shows maybe some form of like how content we are with being alone, and that we need someone that would be fully in addition. Like, I'm already doing everything. I cook, I clean, I take care of, I don't know, the boy jobs. I gotta kill bugs. I gotta do all of that. I gotta change light bulbs. And I think it just shows like we're all so capable in what we have that we just don't need to settle for what a man can offer. We do all want a man, but like, we're just not ready to settle for it. And we just live alone and in our peaceful life, and we have our nighttime routines, our morning routines, and while we would love a man, we don't need a man. I find that so interesting that we are all in the same boat. Literally from 35, I guess I should say 25 to 35, but you know, just food for thought.
So you deserve a rich man and you don't want to settle because you know how to work a can of Raid? What do y'all be doing out here?
Dating with purpose is something that a lot of people talk about, but not a lot of people actually like live it. And an example is I had a conversation with someone yesterday, late 30s, good looking, tall, successful, all the things. And he was saying that there's so many dinner parties where everyone's like mid to late 30s, and there's single people, everyone's attractive, everyone's successful, but for whatever reason, they're not coupling up. Like, they're all just kind of friends, and there aren't any relationships between the people. And he's noticing this with a lot of different friend groups. And we were talking about it, and I realized that, well, if you've been single for a while, like multiple years, let's say more than 3 years, you kind of get in a rut a little bit. You're kind of used to your life as a single person, and you're kind of okay with it. You know, you could say like, yes, you want to share your life with someone, you want a partner and all that stuff, but there's a lot of sacrifice that comes with that too. And if you feel like you've been dating in a bit of a rut lately, where it's kind of the same people, the same experiences, and you're not connecting with anybody, then it's time to like really shake it up. You know, like do something that really scares you. Like there's like a hobby or something that you've always been curious about, but you've been way too scared to try, like say playing tennis, which is one of mine. And, you know, go take lessons, like do something that's totally different outside your routine that scares you. You know, start fostering animals, do some volunteer work, do something to get you out of your routine, because your routine is what's keeping you stuck, and you might not realize that you're in a rut, but you are. And there's no reason why we should be living alone in our 30s and 40s and 50s. We should have families. That's how we're meant to live as humans. But you have to get out of your routine and be okay with someone coming in and, you know, you have to go to bed later than you typically would every once in a while, or you have to wake up earlier, or you have to, you know, filter someone else into your life and, you know, make compromises. It's tough. So do something that scares you, get out of your comfort zone, be uncomfortable, sit in that, and see what that brings you.
So I was told recently that because I am 35 with 2 children, my time clock is running out and I probably would never get married. So I do want to hear some opinions from some men. Do you really believe that is true? If a woman is over 30 or over 35, that her time clock is done, she will not be getting married anytime soon. Maybe will never get married because she looks or she seems washed up from men that are looking for wives. So I just want to hear some opinion. Is my time clock over? Like, is it over for me? I know what I believe, but I just want to hear some opinions and get some perspectives and point of views from different people that have either heard that or believe that. You know, let me know what you think. Let me know how you're thinking and how you feel about the situation. I just want to know.
Exactly. I keep telling women, you only pick the men that you open your legs to. You do not pick the man that goes down on one knee. You don't. So you can make your choices and be free-willed and live up your best city girl life all you want, yeah? But at the end of it, you're not the one that's going to choose whether you're worth to be married or not. So I suggest you actually listen to men when they say what they want to marry.
I just want to make sure we're getting there, you know? Right.
Excuse me, Auntie.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Okay.
So, me and my girlfriend went out for girls' night, and her husband did not like the shorts that she wore. He told her not to wear those shorts, and I was like, "Well, they're cute. I thought they was cute."
Nobody care about what you think.
But
your husband.
you don't think that sounds a little bit controlling?
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
You know, what did he say about the shorts? You said they were too short?
He said they were a little too short.
Yeah. She had on some booty shorts. She need to take them off, and she need to burn them. She need to get rid of them. I mean, can you imagine going out? Some women don't understand this. When I go out with my husband, and when he looks at me, I want him to say, "Ooh, cute." I don't want him to say, "Ugh, nasty." No. My job is to please him. Just like one time I had to tell my husband, "Listen, I want you to get rid of them granddaddy pants." You know? And I wanted him to throw them away, and guess what? He threw them away. Why? Because he knows he wants to please me. This goes both ways. No, tell her to get rid of them shorts, okay? Tell him to get rid of them, throw them away, burn them. Don't even give them to a friend. Tell her we'll sell her some matches, burn them. Yeah. So, and then on top of that, tell her don't go to that store no more. No more. Yeah.
So does that mean that going forward, everything he doesn't like, she has to listen to?
I mean,
is that what you're saying?
You don't use that in an abusive way. But come on now, if they're booty shorts and he's telling you, "Hey, this is inappropriate." Girl, I had 2 pairs of shorts when me and my husband was dating. I had a blue and white and an orange and white. And you know what? He was like, "I'm not going nowhere with you in them shorts." Man, I took a picture and saw my booty hanging out of it. He was like, I threw them shorts away and told him, "I'm sorry, I ain't never wore them shorts again," right? Because men are protective and they want you to look good. You're representing your husband when you walk out the door. You're not just not about you. Stop being so selfish. You know, you want to look good for him, right? And you remember this because you're gonna be a wife one day.
I'm gonna remember.
We're gonna get you. You're gonna get you set up with a husband. You would not ever let me catch you in no booty shorts ever in your whole entire life. Your husband ain't
no booty shorts, Mom.
No booty shorts. I got something for the booty.
Oh, yes. It's
Let
called,
me see your booty out. I'm gonna pull out a
They got something for that. Yes, that's what it
We gonna
is.
tear you up. You think we playing?
Right.
Okay, we playing.
I'll just stick with dresses then.
Yeah,
Yes.
with dresses.
There you go.